Tonight on What the Show, we're doing our bum wine tasting. Going to get extremely fancy here now. If you were like me and were unable to find bum wines in your area, to simulate the flavor, I'm doing a specialty craft cocktail for you this evening. Starting off with Barton's vodka. This week we got to stay fancy. We have to do Barton's. Skull just won't get that shit done. So we've got to put about 2 ounces in here. Make sure to use something with measurement on the side. Thank you, Athletic Greens, sponsor of the podcast. And then we're going to add in specifically Mountain Dew Major Melon, 0 sugar.
Oh, that's a good choice. Got to go
Zero
with the Major
sugar.
Melon.
Because you have to get the extra saccharine fake sugar.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're going to get that to, let's get that up to about, so I've got about 3 ounces of vodka in here, about 6 ounces of soda. We're just going to go ahead and swirl this around. Once again, Athletic Greens, partner of the show.
Sponsoring this
Swirl that around.
particular episode about bum wine. And don't forget about our code. Use bum jabroni at checkout, bumwine.com.
5%.
That is, I gotta tell you, gotta get the aroma on this.
They
I
are-
know. I wish I
There.
could smell it.
The mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's the mouthfeel on that.
They are not a
This is-
sponsor anymore.
So if you are unable to find bum wine in your area, now this is going to be carbonated. That's going to be the difference. Think of an uncarbonated version of this to experience what my co-host will be having. And with that, Bethany, what is your beverage of choice for the evening?
My original choice this evening, my very first time ever having this, I'm scared, is going to be MD 2020 Peaches and Cream. So that'll be my beverage of this evening. I bought it at a lovely place that literally just said market on the outside. Full story to come shortly, but everyone pray for me. I will be partaking in MD 2020 for the nice, it's nice and cold. I'm excited. Drinking it straight out of the bottle as it should be consumed.
Bling, bling. It's Mad Dog 2020.
You will be partaking in the blue raspberry variation this evening. Delicious.
All right. Well, I'm fresh out of the joint and ready to have a quick buzz here. So I found about 4 bottles of wine that had been left out for a while that were not definitely not great. So I took them and combined them all together. I added some cranberry juice in there and about 4 droplets of those little flavor enhancers, strawberry watermelon flavor. And then to proof it up a little bit, I found in the bottom of my closet where I hope to never see it again, I'll just grab it.
Guys, I'm scared for Justin.
Blue raspberry Svedka that I
Yeah.
Svedka.
thought was
Classy.
cool when I was a young wee lad. And together they have created
prison wine.
something from Satan.
Cracking up my peaches and cream, everyone. Here we go. All right, guys.
So,
Oh gosh.
Let's go.
Diboja.
What the show? 2020. A terrible year. That's an aftertaste.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
You're a jabroni.
Let's get wild tonight. One sip of bum wine and I'm already ready to party. Woo!
I knew that nobody was gonna have a better line than that is an aftertaste. So I just cut to the music. Like that's.
This
Oh
is
my god! It's Wednesday night. It's What the Show. We're all in danger. I'm one of our
Try the
hosts,
blue raspberry as well.
co-host. I'm AJ Lancaster.
Oh, this one smells not as bad.
Still tastes like gasoline.
this is not as bad as it should be. It's not
Mike-
great. I'm not looking forward to drinking 2 full glasses of this on the show.
Mike,
Mm.
since you and
But
I
it's
both
not
know
that
this
bad.
flavor really well, I did that. Like it is basically this tastes like bum wine put through a soda stream.
So that one. All right. My first initial thoughts
Athletic
on my bum
Greens,
wine
everybody.
tasting. But here, I'm going to tell you about the mouthfeel and the palate, the umami, so to speak. Peaches and cream, more front loaded. It tastes, the first taste is okay, the aftertaste nasty. Blue raspberry, your initial taste is meh, but then the aftertaste is better. So that's interesting to me.
And here's the thing: that's where you give blue raspberry the credit because you will taste that in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure I'll be feeling this tomorrow. But so obviously, if you were on our Elon Musk is a verified jabroni stream, you learned briefly about the history of us with bum wine. We actually uncovered photos from 2007 of me and my best man.
You got to swirl it a little too. Yeah.
This is circa 2007 when I actually was able to find
This is what
Cisco.
started it all, everyone.
So that night we were drinking Cisco, Mad Dog, and Wild Irish Rose, and that is the angriest drunk I've ever been.
So everyone be prepared. I
Be
guess
ready.
might Hulk out at any moment. I'm a little scared.
Good thing we're doing best and not worst movies of 2022.
Yeah, seriously.
Listen up here. We're doing the worst movies.
Although I've got some honorable mentions.
This stream is going to end with Mike fighting his dad.
Things are gonna get wild real quick, everyone.
Well, while we're still coherent, let's talk about the Streamlabs.
Yes, that's important. That is important.
Absolutely. Streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. Once again, any donations to the program do not go to improving the quality of the program. No, they go to trying to make the world a better place. This month, we are spotlighting the Karen Volpe Preston Legacy Fund, a fund that goes to women in comedy in upstate New York. Something kind of awesome there to honor the memory of one of our favorite people's beloved there. And yeah, so if you want to make sure that we catch a comment, you want to help us contribute, we do have just a $50 start on that, and that is from myself losing a bet to one Jeremiah Morris. So in honor of Jeremiah Morris, we have $50 for them so far for the month.
I'm gonna say this right now, everyone. These 2 bottles of MD 2020 cost me $6.37. If someone donates $6.37, it's gonna go to our charity of the month. But I will go and buy more of this, and y'all can watch me suffer some more and in other flavors. So please donate. It's a wonderful cause, and you can watch me suffer more.
Didn't they have like 10 flavors?
There are so many flavors. There's dragon fruit. There's banana red, which I'm confused about. There's grape. There's pineapple.
They
There's
probably were red
watermelon.
bananas. They were like, that banana looks fucked up. Let's make it into wine.
So if you'd like to, again, can't stress enough, 2 bottles, $6.37. So there we go.
That's post-inflation. That's the post-inflation economy. Price of Mad
This
Dog
is an
2020
inflation killer.
fantastic. So movies.
So movies. Wait, can I explain my clerk
yes.
story with? Okay.
Yes.
So we've been on a mission ever since we promised this bum wine tasting stream.
Holy fuck, it's hard to find now.
bum wine. It's very difficult, it turns out, to find bum wine. So today I went and I did what any good millennial would do. And I Googled it and I just put in the name of the different bum wines and I went to the shopping tab on Google and I put nearby to see if anything would show up. So I go and I look for the wild Irish rose and then I looked for Cisco. Very hard to do Cisco because there are other things called Cisco. So it gets confused. That's what you're looking for. So I was like, okay, MD 2020. I put that in. 2 places show up, it says, in the shopping section of Google nearby that say they have it in stock. And I'm like, let's go. So one of them was a little further out. I decided to go to this other one. I don't exactly know where it is, but I'm like, okay, this looks like too far from where I am. Let's go. I start driving over there. As I start driving over there, I'm realizing I'm getting into the seedier part of town. Yes, this is a good sign. Okay. I pull up. This place later says market outside. And I was like, if this bitch doesn't have it, no. This place looks so like it's prime to have this, okay? I walk in, right? White nerdy girl. CD market, little convenience store. One guy's working behind the counter. Seems nice enough. There's like 2 teenage boys because it's very close to a high school. 2 teenage boys kind of farting around looking for things. I go in the back. First, I check by the wine because I don't know, is it going to be in the cooler? Is it going to be like out in dry goods, you know? I go by the wine. I don't see it. So then I start looking at like the cooler row. And there's another thing called bootlegger, which I don't know. Maybe I need to try it sometime. There's other different things that I'm seeing. And finally, right above the milk, 2 whole shelves of MD 2020. And I'm like, I've done it. So I'm messaging in the group chat and I'm like, Mike, what flavor do you want? Guys, I found the mother load. Like, it's happening. Oh my God. I'm excited. So I go up to purchase them. I make my choices of flavors. I go up to make my purchase. And I'm like, I feel weird buying this, but we're doing it. And, you know, I've made a promise. We're trying it. So I walk up there. And he's talking to another guy. And this guy is like clearly regular. Like he clearly comes in all the time. I don't know exactly what he was looking for, but apparently the man who owns this little convenience store doesn't currently have it. So probably. So he was like, yeah, man, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't have it. Come by next week. They'll have it for you. So like he's used to dealing with regulars, it sounds like. And this guy's like, yeah, I'll come in next Monday. Whatever. Lovely little interaction. Great customer service. A+ to you, sir. I go up to the counter. Here I am, white nerdy me, sliding over 2 MD 2020s. And so he looks at me and he's like, can I see some ID? Absolutely, sir. And then he's like, you don't look familiar. This man really deals with regulars, okay? Like he knows he has never seen me before. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like my first time in here. And I was like, kind of a funny story. A friend of mine, which this all started because Jake had mentioned MD 2020. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, a friend of mine mentioned how he used to get drunk on this all the time. I had never heard of it. Everyone was so surprised I never heard of it. So I decided I wasn't going to go into how we were doing a whole bum wine tasting on our, you know, our show or whatever. But I decide that he probably was looking for watermelon smash. And that nice man is going to get it in for him. So I just decided to like keep it short and sweet, explain to him that everyone was amazed I'd never heard of it. I looked it up on Google, saw that his store had it, and decided to come in and buy some. And so he's like, oh, okay, yeah. And he goes, you know what's really funny? Some guy came in the other day, all the way from Kissimmee looking for this too. Like he did basically the same thing. Like he Googled where to find MD 2020 and drove from Kissimmee into my store. And I was like, that is wild. Like respect to that man. Also, was his name Jake Yacovetta? Is he down visiting again? And I'm not sure.
Is the stove on?
Is the stove on? We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. So I was like, oh, wow, like that's crazy. Yeah. And so then I was like, you know, I've heard it's like not really good, but I just feel like I have to try it, you know. And he's like, oh, yeah. And it's good. I think you'll like it. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to sell me. I'm already purchasing it. You know, like I've already bought it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean. And so then I like feel bad because I'm like, oh my God, maybe this man likes it. And I've just like offended him, you know. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, anything raspberry flavor has to be good, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. So he, you know, bags it up for me. I spend my $6.37. And I'm like, this is crazy. And then I go to like leave and he's like, thank you so much. Have a good day. Hope you like it. And I'm like, oh my God. So now I feel like this man is like going to expect me to come back and like buy more MD 2020. So please donate. And
$6.37 of
On that note.
I will go back and I will report to that man. But yeah, I was like, I was just trying to like as quickly and like as shamefully as possible, like, how can I buy this? And then this man was like, never seen you before. And I'm like, oh God, now I have to explain myself. So yeah, that's the story.
Bethany,
thank you, sir. You were nice.
We just got a donation, and you're gonna be seeing him again real soon. Because
Oh,
Greg Thompson donated $6.37, saying, "I drank bum wine last week. How often do you drink bum wine?"
Well, a lot more now.
A lot more now. Well, guys, I guess it's official. I'll be going back to see that man and
that's
buying
awesome.
a couple new flavors.
So for reference though, next week is actually a very significant day for the two of us next Wednesday.
And we will be celebrating with bum wine.
It is going to be our 6-year dating anniversary next Wednesday.
I know, isn't it 7?
6. It was 2017.
Oh God, I'm terrible at math, y'all.
But so we will be spending our dating anniversary drinking bum wine with Prison Juice and AJ.
Yeah, right.
So we've got one more week to find this.
Yeah.
Which I do. My story was trying to find it. So in Nebraska and Western Iowa, there's a chain of gas stations that are notoriously owned by the Russian mob called Tobacco and Phones for Less.
That is
I
the
mean,
name
seems-
of the store, Tobacco
Yes.
and Phones for Less.
That's-
Can you buy a
yes.
phone for less there?
They have like a little cricket section. Yeah, you can get a burner, you can get smokes, you can get booze.
All the
It's-
things you need.
Yeah. So
Do they explain the rules of cricket? Like, I don't understand how to play that.
Mike.
Cricket.
So
I'm gonna taste this one again.
I've got one. So there's one of these that's like pretty close to my house. I drive down to it, and I look
This is
around, and they don't have it. But the guy, when I asked him, says, "Yeah, I work at at one of our stores in Council Bluffs. We get it in all the time over there." Council Bluffs is like it's one of the meth capitals of the world. It's like the scary drug neighborhood of Omaha in its own city that's just across the river in Iowa. So I'm gonna be going to Council Bluffs next week. And I'll be
On our
celebrating with
6-year
you.
dating anniversary.
There's
And
how
I would do anything for love.
anything for love.
including
I-
I would do
MD 2020.
anything for love.
I'm sure if I do the Bethany strategy of just I did do that a little bit where I like Google search for bum wine, but like if I get specific with the brands,
Yeah.
I might.
And
There are
on
a
the
lot.
shopping tab
Yeah,
nearby.
I didn't do the shopping tab.
I'm
Yeah.
already getting warm. You can find,
He's had this much, and
if
he's
you
already
can find the
warm.
Cisco though. The Cisco is the one that you're gonna get your 2-day hangover if you drink it. So
If I find
boy.
Cisco, I put this on our group chat earlier. If I find Cisco, I'm sending it to you. And if I can find it online, if I find it in
I haven't had
person-
Cisco in 16 years, and God, I don't know if I can handle it anymore.
Guys, I want to become this cute little sketchy convenience store guy's regular. I mean, I don't intend to live in this city much longer, but for as long as I do, I'm gonna go see this nice man. I don't even want to buy anything per se. I just want to. He seemed like a nice guy.
No, you're gonna buy MD 2020.
Well, MD 2020 every time and be like, "Sir, I'm hooked."
By the way, every time that you guys have mentioned that you were out hunting for bum wine, it's always been before 2:00 in the afternoon, and that's just special.
We do it at the best time of day. Yeah.
Right.
If I'm going to seedy parts of town, I'm gonna do it in broad daylight. Okay.
Awesome.
That's just smart.
So movies.
Wait, should we do
Movies.
movies?
Movies.
Guys, 2022 was a year, and a lot of movies came out. We saw them. I didn't see a lot that I wanted to see, so
I
this
saw
list
some.
is a list of my favorites of movies I saw.
I want to make one qualification here. I cannot, in good conscience, include a documentary in my top 10.
Hmm.
So that is why Moonfall will not be included in this list.
Right, only because it's a documentary.
Because I don't count documentaries for the top 10 movies of the year. If I did, it would have all 10 spots. But for
Right.
that reason, we're going to exclude Moonfall from this list because, it actually happened.
And I did not officially finish watching it, and I'm a very strict on the letterbox rules, like
Mm.
like Jeff Alterman. So I cannot, in good conscience, add Moonfall to my list yet until I get the last 30 minutes. But like Mike, if I had finished it, it would be in all 10 slots.
For sure.
Okay, so should we get started?
Are we gonna start with honorable mentions, or are we gonna go right to 10?
Let's just do 10 unless somebody really wants to do an honorable mention.
Well, I want to mention why I have an honorable mention.
I have an honorable mention.
Maybe.
Okay.
Or well, there's a chance the honorable mentions could be on somebody's top 10 list. So
Okay,
we do
yeah,
it at
that's
the
true.
end.
I'm certain
at the
mine
end.
isn't because mine
Okay,
came out
yeah.
in 1982. My honorable mention, my legitimate favorite movie I saw in theaters in 2022 was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. But Mike said I couldn't include it on my list because it came out in 1982. But I said, but I saw it in theaters for the first time in 2022. Okay, in IMAX, and it was beautiful. So I just wanted to mention that.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the top 10 show rules where if somebody says
Has
something,
higher.
so if my number 10 is AJ's
Yeah.
number 3,
Punt.
AJ says punt, and we'll pick it. We'll talk about it. So we're not talking about the same movies
Yes.
4 times.
All
Mhm.
right. So,
I already know my number 10 is getting punted, so I'll just throw it out there. My number 10, I just watched, finally. It's The Menu.
Oh.
That is gonna be a punt, yeah.
My
Not much for
top
me. but
10 is Turning Red. Does anyone have that on their
I
list?
didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't, but I did enjoy it. I love that movie.
I put my top 10 because I was looking at the animated movies that came out in 2022 that I saw. And it was definitely my favorite of the animated movies. It was very good. I'm very annoyed that it went directly to Disney Plus. I think it deserved better. I think it was wronged. It was a very cute movie. It's very rare that we get to see like good mother-daughter stories in animated films. I feel like it's always like people with daddy issues. So it was nice that it was like a nice coming-of-age story about a girl. And the music is great. The boy band of it all is adorable. As someone who once was a 12-year-old girl, it spoke to my heart, and it was adorable. And F you, all you moms that got up in arms about periods being discussed. They happen, okay? And it's fine. Calm down.
I actually very much like Turning Red, so I'm cool with that choice.
Yes.
It's a warm, sweet, fun movie.
Yeah, that's a fair way to put it right there.
Animation's beautiful. It's funny. It's sweet. It's got some good music. It's a good one.
All right. So things are about to get a little bit more depressing because my number 10 is To Leslie.
I don't know.
Which is-
I've never
What
heard
is
of
it
it.
about?
I put out a tweet about it saying this is not a movie that I'd recommend to friends and
I
family.
did see that.
It's a kind of movie that I need to discuss in therapy. Andrea Riceborough gives one of the best performances fucking ever. It's this woman from the South. She won the lottery and she pissed away all the money. And it's now years later. Her son doesn't talk to her, and she's like living on the streets. He tries to pull her in, and there's this whole like just a really human tale. Mark Maron is also amazing in this movie. If you're a big Mark Maron guy, I am. I love seeing him pop up and stuff. But yeah, it's it was really crazy recent watch. It's now Andrea Riceborough's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for it, and it's deserved.
Very cool.
Juice,
number
is
10?
yours depressing as well? or-
So no, definitely not. It's funny that William Harold brings this up because Weird, the Ali Yankovic story, is my number 10.
Punt.
All right, cool. I figured.
Not by much of a punt for me. It's 9 for me.
Okay.
So I think I'm
Punt.
punting as well. Yeah.
I think my 9 is likely getting punted as well. My number 9 is Nope.
Punt.
Punt.
Yeah, punt.
Okay.
Okay. This is going quicker than I thought it was.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's gonna go long at the end.
What is
Oh, yeah.
your wait? So we just both did 9.
So, yeah,
AJ,
AJ,
you're
you're
9.
Or no, wait, Bethany, did you?
Yeah.
You did 9?
Weird.
Weird. So I'm.
Oh,
punting.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my 9 is Deadstream.
What
Yes,
is
That would be an
Deadstream?
honorable mention for me, but it was great. It was great.
Mike would
Man.
love this movie.
Yeah, you're not the first person who said that. I might have to seek it out.
My number 8, I'm certain I'm the only one who has it.
Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry.
Deadstream ruled.
So yeah, Deadstream. Basically, think it's Evil Dead 2 starring like the main character is the worst Twitch streamer that you've ever met. The comedy is amazing. The special practical effects are amazing. These guys also did a short in VHS 99. I'm going to be watching everything they do.
Yeah.
I can't because Mike is going to watch this someday. I can't talk about anything more as far as plot points. It's all just hilarious, fun spookiness. It's so good.
I'd say legit scares for me. I mean, I like, living alone in a dark, couple dark rooms. Like, there's some moments like it was one of those movies where like I expected it to just kind of like have it on the background, and I was like I watched the whole thing and couldn't like go to another movie after that. I had to like keep thinking about it. It probably should. I saw a lot of great movies, but
what is your number
up
9,
there.
Juice?
So my number 9. Oh, my number 9 is The Menu, which is being punted.
Yes, yes, it is.
So back to me.
You, I believe, yes.
Oh, so number 8, I think Bethany might potentially have this one on there. I don't know if you two will. It's The Lost City.
Oh, punt.
Wait, is
I mean,
that
you can
the
say-
Channing Tatum one?
You can say some things about it if you want to.
It's the Sandra Bullock and yeah,
Did see that? Not.
it's hell. We'll get into it when we get to when Bethany brings it up. It's hella fun.
Nice.
My number 8, I'm certain none of you have on your list, and it's Downton Abbey: A New Era. Is it the greatest movie of all time? No. But it is delightful. I had a good time going and seeing it. And it's heartwarming. It was just nice to catch. It's like catching up with old friends. Like old friends I haven't seen in a while that I've missed. I love a good costume drama. I could just watch it to look at the pretty outfits, to be honest. The fact that it also was a good story just made it even better. A couple of loose ends from the show and the original movie were tied up. There was some honestly very moving things that happened in it. No spoilers, but and yeah, again, is it gonna win awards? Is it going to change your life? No, but it was a good 2 hours. I enjoyed it. Pretty costumes. Thank you.
Sweet.
Well, and for your information, I did book a ticket for the Downton Abbey afternoon tea special screening, but I didn't make it.
You should have gone. That sounds cool.
Right? I have never seen the show, but I thought it would be fun.
It's delightful. It's delightful and teaches you things about history, and the costumes are great.
Nice, Mr. Lancaster.
My number 8. I'm doing this off the dome because I completely forgot where I put my list. Is oh, okay. No, it's Nope. Nope is my number 8.
Okay.
So I think we're punting
punt.
again.
Punt for me also.
That's a punt for me.
My number 8, I am sure will be a punt for someone. Clerks 3 is my number 8.
Punt.
Knew it was coming.
All right, so we're going to 7. I have a hunch somebody else has this on their list, but I think it might be right about this level. My number 7 is Barbarian.
That's my number 7.
Oh, hey.
I
Nice.
figured this would be about the point for it, too. AJ, are you punting or?
Number 7.
Yes! All right.
Why y'all are friends.
I love this movie. This was
Yeah.
one of my 2 favorite. There were 3 that I genuinely love the theatrical experience of. This is one of them. When everything that happens in this movie happens without, because I don't want to spoil this for anybody who has not seen it. When it takes its wild turn, that theater reaction was so good. I had so much fun watching everybody else just
This
like
is the Airbnb one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's one of the best needle drops in cinematic history.
I had
Not needle
so
drop,
much
record
fun
scratch,
because
but it's record
there's
scratch.
no way you can see what's going to happen coming whatsoever. There's no way in hell you
Right.
can forecast it.
No.
And that made it so much fun. And the movie just from that point forward, there were some super fucked up things it had with it, but somehow made like a lighthearted tone in a really fucked up situation. And Justin Long's performance in this just absurd movie. Just the way that he reacts to the absurd situation just was so perfect.
What's the needle drop? I like spoilers. We'll just give a spoiler warning for anyone in the chat.
You know what? It's been out for more than 3 months. We can probably.
And it's on HBO Max.
We're spoiling it, everevern.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've
So-
seen it by now.
After
Yeah, Juice has seen it. I'm just kidding.
so they present Bill Skarsgård as kind of like one of the two leads of the movie. They kill him off, and then the next scene you see Justin Long singing and dancing happy in a car.
You think Pennywise is the villain?
And it's Justin Long.
No,
It's not the
Justin
Walrus, and he's not the
Justin Long
villain, but
sort of is, but he's not like
he's one.
he's not the monster.
He's not the
the
monster.
impetus.
He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
and he's one of those like the protagonist and the antagonist kind of at the same time.
Interesting.
And
When he
I've
pulled out the
frozen for
tape
anybody
measure.
else.
The tape measure with
the
him.
tape measure
I
scene
was
the best.
dying in the theater when he starts measuring everything.
Oh,
You have to watch that scene if nothing else. Well, so that was all three of our 7. So Bethany, what's your 7?
Mine might be being punted. I have Nope at 7.
punt for me.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess it goes back to me.
I'm frozen, aren't I?
No, you're good.
No, you're back. You're good now.
It's frozen on my end.
Your
Mm.
your image froze, but we can hear you.
Wait, I think you just moved. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
now you're moving.
We can see you again.
My
I'm gonna
computer-
take this time to just go to the bathroom super quick. Well, I guess I'll hear Mike's next pick.
Well, you already said my 6, unless AJ has it higher, or Bethany. Number 6, I have weird.
No, that one was 9 for me.
Okay,
I do
anyone
not
have weird higher?
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
Let's
Weird.
talk about weird. Yeah.
Let's
Let's
talk
do it.
about Weird.
What a fun movie! What an
Oh.
absolutely fun movie!
I just love Weird Al a lot. Second of all,
Who doesn't?
Daniel Radcliffe, also a national treasure. Not our, but he's a national treasure. And thirdly, it's exactly what a Weird Al biopic should have been. It came on Roku TV. What? Who even knew that was a channel before this movie dropped? It is 100% inaccurate, which is exactly what it should be.
No, he did get his accordion from a door-to-door
That's true.
salesman.
It is 95% inaccurate, which is exactly what it should be. And it's just funny and a good time. And Daniel Radcliffe, and like everyone in it is like chewing scenery, but in like the best way possible. And it's great. Like it's a little like Walk Hard was, and that it like kind of breaks down the whole like biopic tropes, but it all like in its own weird way.
He wrote Amish Paradise in the 80s and was killed on stage.
Yes. All those things happen.
Yeah. It was a wild ride. Yeah. I definitely enjoyed like the first half of it more than the second half, but it overall, I mean, it brought it down. Like it was, yeah, all the song moments, the Jack Black and like all the like that whole cameo poolside moment.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The pool party.
Dwight,
scene.
yeah.
The party was great.
With Dwight Schrute being his mentor, and
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Wolfman Jack. Yeah. That everything about the movie, just like the tone of it, brought a lot of the vibe of UHF, which everyone knows that's the original Weird Al movie, and
Yeah.
he just turned his own life story into UHF, and watching it just such pure silliness, such pure fun. It understood its assignment, as they say right now, and I had such a good time watching that movie.
As they say right now.
As they say right now.
As the kids are saying on the TikTok.
Because they can't find the Mad Dog 2020 because they're not looking for it.
I'm understanding this "it makes you warm" thing because I am very warm.
So while we wait for AJ, I think.
Bethany's still got her 6.
Well, right, we'll want to wait for AJ. I
Yeah,
can play.
my 6 is going to be punted. I know that.
We can just play a classic. We can just play a classic video while I go to the bathroom and
Yes.
Yeah.
take a little quick breather. But
Let us.
all right,
Let us play
little
that.
break. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey Jeff, James Remar here, Lord Raiden from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Hey pal, I am told that this is from What the Show, and that you're a jabroni. Okay man, Well, you got to put down the Appletini because the best Raiden said you got to do that, pal, because it is not weak to value life. You know, Shao Kahn and all those jerk-offs out there in Outworld, you know, you don't want nothing to do with those guys. So you're a jabroni. You got to put down the Appletini. And what the show says, you only watch a movie once in a calendar year because it's letterboxed. I don't understand any of that. But you know what? I'm coming to you from one of my favorite places in the world. It's Griffith Park here in Los Angeles, near Hollywood, and that's where I live. I work here too. All right, Jeff, you take care, pal. And I guess your buddies love you over at What the Show, and I don't even know what a jabroni is. And and Lord Raiden should know everything because he's the god of thunder. All right. From the best Lord Raiden, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, James Remar saying, Jeff, so long, pal. Put down the Appletini.
You can really.
Woo, perfect timing.
You can really taste the
Got-
apples.
A reaction video of him receiving the request. Could you imagine, like, James Remar when he read the request for the cameo for that? Now, he
Oh,
did
man.
not say anything about putting down the Mad Dog 2020. So we're going to hold on to that. Or the Juice Special, whatever the hell we're calling that.
Yeah.
Apparently
Oh,
not
God.
bad.
A bum. Yeah. Well, oh no, it's
Not good.
bad.
Or
Well,
something.
it's not terrible. Like it's not like
You can
it's not
consume
like
it.
I'm
My review of Peaches and
Sweet,
Cream
so
so
sweet.
far. Yeah, it's not good. It's not bad. I don't know.
I'm getting very warm.
We're getting very warm. I understand. Like, what is it about MD20? What is it about Bun that makes you so warm? But it
It's
does.
it's the fortified.
It's the fortified. In
so
it.
I figure we could probably just do a couple of quick honorable mentions while AJ.
E.T. the extraterrestrial.
My big one was Clerks 3, which I have a very
Okay.
distinct reason why I put it as an honorable mention. I'll wait till AJ says it.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna request a cameo, okay, from James Remar, because we know he'll probably show up to record it there in the next couple of days, and we will all go have a get together at Griffith Park. It's happening. Yeah, hit us with your honorable mentions.
I had two because Deadstream would have been one, but AJ brought that up. I have another one that I think is on AJ's list. So I do want to talk about Kimmy. That was my number
Okay.
11. And the reason is because it's a good movie up until like the second or up until the third act. And then it gets so bonkers. It literally turns into like Home Alone, but like adults. So like Home Alone, you let go of all like, real world stuff because it's a kid fighting bad guys. It's like it's
Right.
Suspension of disbelief, yeah.
yeah. This is like an adult fighting off bad guys, and it's so ridiculous, but it works. And it's like at any moment, it's like they could have just shot you. But it's like just putting these like little like traps to like just avoid, and like the bad guys are just such bumbling idiots. I won't talk about it too much because I do want everyone to watch it. It is really good. And then the other one I wanted to bring up was Hustle with Adam Sandler on Netflix. Punt for Hustle.
He made it
Sweet.
just
Wow.
in time to say
Wow,
perfect.
that was quite an entrance.
That was perfect, honestly.
Sweet. Sweet. I am glad.
Yeah, I just also want to reiterate there's a lot of movies that have come in the last couple of months I haven't seen yet. I still have not seen The Fablemans. I don't know how, but I'm certain when I see it, it'll probably be one of my faves. So again, this is the list of things I have currently seen. So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I still need to see. The Fablemans, Tar, and Till before the Academy Awards season. So that's my little asterisk there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't see Babylon, and I'm like,
And Babylon.
Damien Chazelle is like my guy or whatever. Like La La Land's one of my favorites. My buddy that I used to see movies with all the time, he and I are just kind of going back to like seeing movies together. and we couldn't make it work to see Babylon. And he was like texting me like, "Oh man, you could come over to my apartment when it's on video, and we can get like a pizza and watch it like the good old days." And I'm like, "Oh man, I can't like sneak it by him and see it in theaters. I gotta wait
Pizza sounds
and see
so
it with
good.
my friends." So I'm very excited. I think
Munchies.
Babylon will be up there, but
So we were going through our sixes. Who's done their number 6? So far?
So I did 6. So Bethany's up.
Mine is the menu, so I think it's gonna be
That's
Punt.
fun. I
Yeah.
think. AJ.
Yeah. So actually, it's perfect timing because 6 for me is Hustle.
Hustle.
oh, nice.
Adam Sandler gives an awesome performance. He has a realistic wife in Queen Latifah, which never happens in an Adam Sandler movie. They do an awesome story about this guy that Adam Sandler's an NBA scout, finds this guy in Spain. It's a really cool movie. It's one of the best sports movies I think maybe in the past 3-4 years. There hasn't been a lot for sports movies. I was thirsty for it. And it
Cheers.
delivered.
I'm thirsty for
Yeah.
some MD.
Oh, yeah.
MD 2020.
No, doesn't
Why does it make you so warm?
it was one of those movies where
I did not find it. Bethany did.
I found it.
So I get home from work like late. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start this movie. What's next on my list? Hustle. Cool. I'll watch like an hour and then go to bed. And I couldn't stop. I had to finish the whole thing. Heartwarming. Adam's great. I don't remember the name of the basketball, like actual basketball player, main actor, but he's great. It's just nice.
Okay, so the one who shit talks him is an actual NBA player and somebody who I used to make jokes about all the time because his name is Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it's not JaVale McGee.
Like
If
Goose?
it's JaVale McGee, I would have watched it.
No, like Goose from Top Gun. They couldn't. And whenever I see that, I was just like,
Hmm.
You're my
Anthony Edwards is at the NBA
Anthony Edwards? He plays
from
basketball?
EO.
When he isn't saving lives on ER or dying in a fighter jet.
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
Spoiler alert for a 36-year-old movie, okay? Lordy.
But yeah, Hustle. I've rewatched as much as any movie this year, just because it's a good comfort watch. So.
That goes against Jeff's standard, and I disagree. My number 6 is Glass Onion.
Punt.
Punt.
I knew it.
Punt.
Knew it was coming.
All right, so I guess it's up to me, and we're up to 5. And my number 5 is The Black Phone.
Ooh, ditto.
Didn't see.
Black Phone. It was good.
So what I liked about The Black Phone, my favorite horror movie of the year, A, is the performance of Ethan Hawke. I thought he was just fantastic as the grabber. B is that it made the most out of the least of any movie this year. Most of the movie taking place in one room. It relied solely on the performances of the movie. Really solid acting all around and created tension without having to revert to gore or a lot of violence.
Yeah. And yeah, I just love it's a very like Stephen King-ish type of vibe, which
There are legitimately kids on bikes, so I figured it had to be.
there are legitimate kids on bikes. Of course I liked this movie. Exactly. It's very kids on bikes vibes. Yeah, Ethan Hawke is great in it. I did just like all the kids kind of like it's honestly quite sad. Like I know it's like a suspenseful kind of horror-esque movie, but it really just kind of makes me sad. Like, but I don't know, in a good way. And I'm happy that like they kind of got to like rest in peace, that they, were
They helped them.
yeah, that they helped him and
helped
they were
Finney out.
able to get someone out of it, and they were able to then be found and finally be put to rest. And that spoilers, but but anyways, it's good. And
It's very morbid without being obscene.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it does suspense very well. Like the entire movie, you are just very like, but yeah, it's very good. Those are my thoughts.
Yes, Juice.
Oh,
yes.
Juice.
Let's just top her off here. Oh gosh.
Juice,
So
I think you're
classy.
up. No, AJ. AJ's
AJ's
up
up.
for 5.
So my 5 is Glass Onion.
Oh,
Punt.
punt.
Okay.
Nice.
That was said in such a judgy tone. Like, oh, you'd put it higher than 5? You know what? Yeah, I did. I'm just kidding. I love you.
Prison Juice.
Violent Night is my number 5.
Punt for one more pick. Because that's my number 4. If there was a movie that they said, Mike Deacon, we're making a Christmas movie for you, it was Violent Night.
It was good.
Just insane in the best way possible. I absolutely love David Harbour as Santa Claus and everything that went along with that. John Leguizamo was fantastic in the movie. I'm going to be watching this every Christmas Eve for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I loved Violent Night. It was just a perfect, dumb, shoot 'em up Christmas movie.
John Leguizamo is having a year.
Yeah,
Like,
he certainly is.
so good.
Yeah, it was great. Christmas. Yeah. I got really nothing to add to it.
Yeah, it was-
it was just
This was
It
a movie that
enjoyed
set
it.
out to do something, and it did it as best way possible.
It seems
Um,
like the Tug Speedman trailers in Tropic Thunder. Like this should be a fake movie in another movie.
Right. No, I agree.
But
It pulled it off, and the scenes. I'm forgetting the little girl's name. I only saw it once, but the little girl basically creating the even more violent version of Home Alone.
Yeah.
I was wailing in the theaters, laughing so hard.
It's a little too gruesome for me, but I did enjoy it overall. David Harbour is a national treasure.
So I think you're up for number 4.
We're on 4s? 4? Okay. My 4 is The Lost City. I know what you're thinking. Really? 4? It's silly Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum
This
movie.
movie is
Yeah.
really, really fun.
Yeah, it is my 4. And you want to know why? Because movies like this aren't made anymore. Like, at least not for theaters. Like, they go straight to Netflix now. And it was just really nice to see one of these movies actually go to theaters. And it's just like a silly adventure rom-com. And it's Sandra Bullock is amazing when she knows how to play that role, and she's great in it. Brad Pitt, though, kind of stole the show for me in this. Like, he's phenomenal with what little he
What was
has
his
to
character's
do.
name? Jack Trainer or something?
Something like that, yeah. Channing Tatum is always delightful in romps like this. It's silly. It's whatever. It's feel good. It's been a rough couple of years, y'all.
It's an easy watch.
It was just nice to go see.
And Daniel Radcliffe, just like basically being a
Yeah.
mustache twirling villain.
Like, it really is a great cast. It's super fun. Everything was actually filmed on location, which again, that is a rarity these days. Like, practical things. Like, it just Anyways, it was fun. It just was a good feel good movie, and I just feel like it's been a while since one of those hit theaters.
Yeah, and if you have that's definitely one of those movies. If you're just having a bad day or something and want to turn your brain off and just smile, that's a great movie to turn on.
It was good. Channing Tatum.
I didn't watch it. But
It's very enjoyable.
It's a
wanted to
super
watch
easy watch.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch it for 9 months.
I think it's on Amazon now. I was scrolling through Amazon. I think it's on there now.
I think that's where
That's
I
very
watched it.
cute.
Yeah.
Juice? Oh, no, wait. AJ, sorry. AJ,
yeah,
you're 4?
DJ at 4.
I keep forgetting.
My number 4 is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Have not seen it.
I'm sure it would be on my list if I've seen it, but I still haven't. I'm sorry, world. Don't hate me.
It spent a lot of the years my number 1 movie. I saw some things that, I mean, are amazing. There's some of the goofiest shit that you see in a movie that you expect from any Daniels movie or anything from the Daniels. But then the way this movie can rip your heart out, and you guys know me as an ally to a lot of queer causes and things like that. There's some great plot lines there about family. It's just so good. It deserves best editing as well. There's some effects in this for I think it was a $20 million movie.
Mhm.
Wow, that will blow your mind. It's so good. It deserves nods for hair and makeup, costuming as well. It's
Yeah.
wild set design. It's a pure.
Yeah, the Golden Globe acceptance speeches were both phenomenal.
Ke Kwan can be in everything that he wants for the rest of his career.
I just love how
Swear to
happy
God.
he is for everybody else. Like, for
Yeah,
the
that's
first
great.
person he thanked in his acceptance speech was Steven Spielberg, and then at the Critics Award, he ran and went out of his way to go find Brendan Fraser to go hug him when he won. Like, just the appreciation he has
He's
for
like
people who
he
brought
just
him to
seems
where
like
he
a good
was.
dude.
Who's not rooting for him right now?
True.
This,
I hope he
it
wins
feels
everything.
like Troy. Who God, I can't remember his last name right now. The guy
From
who
Coda.
won.
Troy Aikman.
No, he doesn't have huge hands. Troy Aikman has huge, mammoth, swollen
Yes, he
hands.
does.
The
Troy-
guy who
the guy
won,
who won Best Actor
Best-
for Coda.
yeah,
Best
Oh,
Supporting
I-
Actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It feels-
By the name.
I feel terrible that I'm forgetting, but I know who you're talking about.
yeah. It's we've drank.
He was so good in
Toxic.
Coda too. By the way, we never really talked about Coda on here,
Coda's
but
so good.
he was so good in Coda.
So good.
We've drank not just alcohol but toxic substances.
This is gasoline.
Guys, I might be poisoned. It's not normal for your cheeks to feel this warm, right?
Bethany is
Yo,
never
Deke,
warm.
is that shit unleaded?
Probably not.
Man.
Okay.
There's pure lead in this.
So I think we need to go to
Oh.
the Deeks with their fours.
We just did our fours.
Yes, we got
Yours?
Justin with his 4.
Yeah, it's Juice's.
Oh yeah, my 4 is nope.
Oh, are we
AJ's
finally
still punting, right?
are we still punting?
No, I think I was the one that was
No.
punting for a while.
Okay,
Oh, okay. So we
okay.
finally get to talk about no.
Yes,
Okay. Woo,
I
yeah.
very
I
much love-
agree.
I-
It was great.
Loved Nope a lot. It's in my top 10. 100% loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I watched it with. It was pretty funny. Like it was when my buddy was like in town, and he was like sitting over there doing schoolwork. There used to be a desk there, and oh, nice. I just watched it at like like 2:00 in the afternoon, and just had a great time. The whole scene with like the chimpanzee and all that stuff. I love all like
all of that
Yeah.
was amazing.
I dig like
That was
any
a really good theatrical experience because everything, of course, is called Nope because that's one of the things that like people yell out in a horror movie. And the scene, which of course ends up being a fake out in the end, but you don't know
Yeah.
that at the time when he
Yeah.
goes into the stables at first. Like literally everyone in the theater was like, "Nope, nah, get
Yeah.
out," whatever. Like they're doing
Yeah.
all the like the reason he names his movies, what he does. Like literally everyone was screaming that in the theater, and
Yeah.
it was so great.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the other thing too, you mentioned the monkey scenes with Gordy. The theater got quiet
Yeah.
when those scenes came on because like the amount of horror because you didn't really know how it was going to play out, and they tried to do the misdirect with doing
Yeah.
the Chris Kattan thing, and then they go back and show the actual scene. The whole theater, which is kind of lively, the rest of the movie gets really quiet during that, and I thought that was really cool.
Also, everyone was so good. Like Daniel Kaluuya,
Yeah.
Kiki
Yeah.
Palmer was great in this. Like everyone was just perfectly cast, and the spectacle of everything. Because, obviously that's one of the main themes running through it, and it just, I
Jean
don't know.
Jacket was, what a performance.
By the way, they still haven't done my merchandising idea. A jean jacket kite, and you call it a Nope on a rope. I also want to bring up my favorite statistic from Nope. I had to pull up the tweet where I kept separate counts for these. The word Nope is said 6 times in the movie. The word Nope was also said 10 times at the movie at the screening I attended. And that's the kind of shit that I live for.
Yeah, very, very well crafted.
It's the
movie.
perfect type of movie to go see, like with an audience.
Yeah, you don't want an
100%.
empty theater for that.
Yeah.
You want to be there with the crowd for that.
I think
one.
we saw that. Was it opening night?
Yeah, we saw it on the Thursday.
Yeah,
evening
so
into it.
full
Oh,
theater. Everyone was into it. Everyone wanted to be
Awesome.
there.
You did
It
a great
was
job.
so good.
All right, so we're up to the number 3s. I will say that my top 3, all 3 of these very much could be my number 1 based on my mood in any given day.
I think our top 3 is the same.
I think so too.
It is, yeah.
So what I have right now at number 3, all 3 of these movies were for me just perfect experiences. I loved all 3 of these movies. Number 3, I'm putting The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I have seen it. It's not on the top 10, but
Pedro Pascal
That
It was
it's more
great.
so Pascal than
is
it's
so
Pedro
good
more
in
so
that
than Cage, and I
movie.
love
Yeah, true.
Cage.
True.
He's so good. Like I went in really thinking that Cage was gonna steal the show, and he's great in it. Don't get me wrong, but Pedro Pascal steals every scene that he is in. It's so good.
The buddies on acid scene.
Yes,
Yeah,
Paddington 2,
Just-
everything
just
is so good.
Paddington
It's funny. It actually does have like quite a decent amount of heart. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just so.
It's a
Well
premise
done.
that is so over the top ridiculous, but you wind up emotionally invested in it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
like, truly.
For sure.
No, but the buddies on acid scene, by the way, is the best drug scene in any movie because I've been there. And
I'm
it's
about to be there.
Pedro is
100% realistic.
Yeah, it was great.
So-
Wait, does
Guys, I'm really-
MacDog 2020 does MacDog 2020 still have lysergic acid diethylamide? Can you check
It
the
probably does. Who knows?
I'm not sure if it says. It says it contains sulfite.
I don't think I can read anymore. So
just a couple micrograms.
It says I should not drive a car or operate machinery. Yeah, and it makes
You,
all sulfite.
you should not drive a car, operate a machinery if you look at this bottle.
if you smell it,
If you spend $6.37 for 2 of these, don't do it.
Oh man.
very nice.
So was
AJ,
that your number 3 also, Bethany?
Yeah, and it really I could have put that at 1. I could have put it at 2. Like it depends on my moment. Right now, I was feeling it at 3, but oh god, it's just so cool. Like I saw the trailer for when you see a trailer and you're like, oh man, that looks really good, and then you kind of set your expectations. Like my expectations were sky high going into this, and I still walked out with it exceeding my expectations.
we actually got into an advanced screening of this, and it was like so hard not to talk about it for the 3 weeks between when we saw it and it actually got released. That
But
was
again, what
really
a
tough.
great like theater experience. Like so many of these made my top 10 this year because of just like the theatrical experience I had seeing them. Like half it's a movie and half of it is the experience of seeing it with an audience. And this was another one because again, it was a preview screening. Everyone desperately wanted to be there. Someone was wearing like a shirt with Nicolas Cage all over
Like
it.
the
Like
PLDs that have
yeah,
wow.
it was such a like people were vibing in this
Ah.
movie. Like they laughed when they were supposed to, they were quiet, feeling it when they were supposed to, and that just added to the excellence.
It probably would have been on my top 10 if I had saw it in theaters.
Yeah, it really did. It made it a little bit, I think. But
It
the
wasn't
movie
good.
is very clever, but that did help it, I think, for sure.
I had a hard time placing it because of Nick Cage's 2021 and 2022 movies.
Right.
There's
true.
probably 4 of my top 50 movies of all time.
Yeah.
And like it's the 4th, but it's so good.
What do you got at 3?
Well, not your 4th. What's your 3rd?
My number 3 is We're All Going to the World's Fair.
Oh, wait.
We're all going to the World's
Oh,
Fair.
no, I didn't see that.
Mike, take everything that you said about Black Phone
I see that.
and amplify it. Think Black Phone meets like found footage esque, new media found footage. Wow, it's a great commentary on internet culture. The performances are amazing. This is a movie that the first time I watched it, I couldn't fall asleep. It's 1:00 in the morning, and just like fuck it, this is on HBO Max. Horror actually is a stress reliever for me most of the time. I was chilled the entire time, and the verisimilitude is on point. Everything feels real as you're experiencing it, and the twist in the movie is like it's so crazy, so good, and it's a micro budget film.
Mhm.
Small locations, small towns. Wow, I love We're All Going to the World's Fair. It's probably gonna be one of the movies I revisit the most from this year.
Can we go to a World's Fair? Can I
Oh,
still
yeah.
do those? I want to go to a World's
So I have a nominee for the villains list, Letterboxd, because We're All Going to the World's Fair is on my Letterboxd watch list, but it's classified as a 2021 movie and I was only going through the list of watches as a 2022.
Why is it
And
21 on Letterboxd?
For there's like a billion, like they
if
do
it debuts, if it debuts at a film festival, that's
So,
not
like
on
for
the
us,
list.
okay,
yeah,
I
like
understand.
I would have watched that.
We could
Yeah,
put Letterboxd on the villains list.
100%.
Yeah, F you,
I
Letterboxd.
100% would have watched that.
Fuck you, Letterboxd.
But because I
It's
wasn't
so
sorting through 20, like I was only going through 2022
much
movies
I
I'd added. So that's a shame. I'll watch it for next year.
The girl who plays Casey, I think, just gave herself a Hollywood career from this. Like,
So AJ, I was gonna say, like you mentioned how you watched that at like 1 a.m. when you couldn't sleep. But this is going back years and years ago. I had the same experience, but I had IFC on, and Requiem for a Dream is coming on. I'm like, I've never seen this movie, and I've heard this movie is
What?
fantastic.
Terrible choice.
I didn't sleep. Like,
well, that's just emotional pain. That's not
Yeah, I
horror.
was like, what? Like that is such a fantastic movie, and I never want to watch it ever again.
Yeah, did you watch Candy afterwards just to feel a little bit better?
They put this sticker on Off Center.
Yeah, mine is too.
Were they drinking
Okay.
in 2020 when they
Alright.
put
First
the
of all, that was hand labeled. It's artisanal. It's fancy.
It's probably Gucci. Probably
Yeah, this
owns the
is
company.
hand labeled. It is artisanal, guys.
Artisanal
Fancy.
line.
Artisanal.
Oh, he's taking
Oh,
his
man.
off.
Uh-oh.
No, someone put that on.
This is gonna make it less potent.
No, I don't think so.
No, that's not how that works.
Juice, what was your 3? Are we-
My
wait,
3
your turn.
was no. I
Alright.
probably could have changed up my top 10 list a little bit, but I just kind of kept it as how I had ordered things throughout the year for a very, 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 very long time. Probably 11 months out of the year. The Batman was my number 1 because I'd only seen about 4 movies
Right, I remember
over the
that.
last 4 months.
Fair.
So the Batman does
Oh. 6 now.
make it at number 3. I haven't seen it in like 9 months, and I just watched all of these movies. So maybe things would be different if I watched it again. But I very much enjoyed it, and I did see this in the theater with a packed crowd. I think I told the story about the little kids next to me that like asked me. They were kind of like they weren't being like annoyingly disturbing. They're just being like little kids, and they asked me like, can we get refills on our like free popcorns? And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, but I'm done with my bucket, and you get a free refill in the bucket. So I'm like, I'm not going to eat my
What
bucket
a
anymore.
gentleman.
If you guys want to like go take my bucket up, like you can get a fresh refill with my bucket. And they're like, oh great. They just start sticking their hands, and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope their parents aren't watching.
So my
Also-
story with the Batman.
Breaking news, everyone.
So
The
that's why I love the
aftertaste
movie.
doesn't get any better.
No. And you will taste it tomorrow morning.
No.
So don't just brush, like when you do the part of brushing your teeth, when you brush your tongue, twice as long. But so when I saw the Batman, it was a packed theater, as it was for most people who saw it, I guess. But it's a matinee showing, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a dad and his daughter next to me, dad sitting next to me, and I swear to God, it wasn't through the intro scene. He had not beaten up the thug yet before this man was snoring.
Wow.
And
He was real tired.
He woke up when they showed the Riddler's Insta Live. Like, that's how long this man was asleep during this movie. Constantly and consistently snoring.
I kind of wish. You know what? I respect you, sir. He was
I-
sleepy.
You know what? I
Probably
wish I
earned
could
it.
sleep like that. Like,
Same.
2 hours.
I think
of
I might
constant
sleep
sleep.
like that tonight.
Oh.
There's a difference between blacking out and falling asleep. Bethany.
So I will say this about Yeah.
Guys,
So-
where are we?
I've heard Nirvana way more on the radio ever since that movie.
Jesus
came out.
Christ, honestly.
I think we both had the same number 2, and I think
Are we on
you both mentioned it already.
Glass onion, bitches.
Okay.
It was good.
AJ, that's your number 2.
No. That was my number.
He punted on that.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a really great movie. I didn't know how they would top Knives Out. Knives Out was my favorite film of, when did that come out? 2019?
19, I think.
That
Yeah.
was my favorite film of 2019. So it had a very high bar to cross, and it did. It was really good. And I love a world where Daniel Craig and Hugh Grant are married. Thank you. That's all I have to say about that.
The way they just decided
Yeah.
that Daniel Craig was going to be a gay icon in this movie.
Yeah. First of all, look at him in his retro swimming suit. Look at him married to Hugh Grant.
And it was all done like it was.
Hell to the yeah.
It was in your face without being in your face. Like it wasn't like spelled out directly, but everything was right in front of you.
Right.
My
Like,
favorite
you're like,
part is when
if
everybody
you
gets
can
the
pick it up,
shot.
that's on you.
When everybody gets the shot in their mouth, and everybody like
Oh.
coughs and chokes, and then he just takes it.
Well, that my favorite part is him at the end of the movie with just sitting there with Daryl.
Yes.
Just two of them are
I
just
love
sitting there
Daryl.
smoking. And it's just, everything's going to hell, and they're just sitting there like,
I love that this entire series is basically just rich people are the worst. And if that ain't the goddamn truth.
By the way, I just watched the entire first season of White Lotus yesterday. Vacation is going well. You just mentioned hating rich people, and
I need to. So literally, they won the Golden Globes, and the fact that like they had the best speeches, except for Everything Everywhere All at Once, they also had the best speeches. It was a tie, and I already wanted to watch both of those things. And then after watching them be just absolutely adorable at the Golden Globes, I was like, I really need to watch both those things. And that's
since you guys love Glass Onion so much, it's very much in the vein. But oh my god, Glass Onion! Like I was lukewarm on Knives Out. I love this movie.
well, we got to see Glass Onion in that brief 6-day window. It was in theaters.
yes, we gotta go see it in
Another
theaters.
super fun one to see with the crowd. Netflix, you fucked up because that would have made so much money with word of mouth and everything.
I just love Ryan Johnson and screw everyone who hates Last Jedi.
My favorite fun fact with Edward Norton's character being a dummy. So he's playing Blackbird when they pull up on the beach on the guitar that Paul wrote it on. He's playing standard. Paul only played special left-handed guitars, like actually
That's true.
custom left-handed guitars.
True. That is a true point.
So I
Someone pointed out
before he was lying.
That the Mona Lisa
You got
probably wasn't the Mona Lisa, because in the movie it's on a canvas, and they're like, I don't think this is an accuracy of the movie. Like, I think this is just another way of being like, this guy's a dumbass.
He's a dumb.
And the movie, it's a canvas, and it's notoriously painted on wood. So that's another, like, he thinks he has the real Mona Lisa, and he doesn't. Like, there's just so many like little subtle
Yeah.
things that, like, it's so good.
He definitely does. Yeah. No, that was great. Yeah. Like, yeah. And now it's like a meme or whatever with like, whatever. If I'm charmingly dumb or whatever, it's like, no, you're just dumb. Or
Oh, and Batista needs the shout out for
yeah.
playing such a delightful douchebag.
It's so good as Andrew Tate.
And I want every entry in this series to get more and more, because like in Knives Out you get a little bit of Daniel Craig, and then in this movie he really gets more of a starring role. I want the next one. I just want him to like foghorn Leghorn it up the entire, like not a single scene without him being like, well, there was a murder, and you're like more. I just want him chewing all the scenery. I love it. I love that they just went full on.
And here's the thing, like everybody like seems to genuinely love this. This cast in this third one is probably going to be even more A-list than this one was, because everyone in
Some
Hollywood is
actor
going to want
from
to
the
be in it.
MCU was going to be the murderer.
Yeah.
I'm
you
gonna
call
call
Rudd?
it right now. Leo is gonna be the next one.
Ooh, that's a good
And-
call.
I wouldn't doubt it, because everybody's going to want to be in this. They're all going to say, pay me scale. I don't give a shit. Just put me in the movie.
Yeah,
It was
well,
also it was nice to see Kate Hudson in something good, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's been a while.
It's been a minute, and she was great.
Yeah. So, AJ, what's your number 2?
Guys, I'm
my
so
number 2 is Clerks 3.
Mm.
All right, so we're AJ and I have discussed doing a full stream about this. I'm not going to go into the reasons that I'm not putting it in the top 10, because I'm putting this off to the side, saying I can't rank this. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I'm going to let AJ say why it's number 2 for him.
I mean, it's the emotional conclusion of character arcs that span almost 30 years. It's some of the best performances. I mean, well, it's the best performances, both of Jeff Anderson and Brian O'Halloran's careers. I know for most that's going to sound like a low bar. Brian O'Halloran has one of my top 4 performances in general for any actor or actress this fucking year. He's amazing. The storylines, I mean, they do a little bit of the retread. There's a lot of a Jay and Silent Bob reboot energy there until there isn't.
Right.
And it lulls you into the comfort of being, oh, this is Kevin Smith doing his Kevin Smith retread bullshit, and then it's just like, oh, this is a real story. This is talking about friends and getting older, and some of them passing away, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's heartfelt.
What I do want to say in that regard, a lot of people, a lot of the backlash to the movie is that the ending, it's not a happy ending. That I actually liked a lot. I liked the way that they wrapped it up. Sure, it is a bit of a downer of an ending. However, that's not where my issues were. I'm not, again, well, that's for another stream. But the ending of the movie is super heartfelt and poignant, and that worked very, very well for me. The last 15 minutes of the movie is where it excels to its highest point, and the interactions between Brian O'Halloran and Rosario Dawson is also the other part that really hit me. On the positive.
Yeah. And here, the one thing that I'll put a button on with for Clerks 3 is this Kevin Smith's strongest comedy? By no means, but he has the best Christopher Nolan joke.
Oh yeah,
ever made.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Oh wait, tell me.
Okay, so
so
you don't care about spoilers. Nobody cares about spoilers, right? Okay.
No, we're just, if you wanted to see Clerks 3 by now, you'd have seen.
You would have
Probably
seen it.
If you're watching our show.
The entire movie, Jeff Anderson's character, he's working on his movie after he had a heart attack. Well, Brian O'Halloran's character has a heart attack, and he's in the ER, and he's just like, I need to go work on my movie. And another character is just like, oh my god, it's always that with you, isn't it? My movie. Everybody needs to stop and care about my movie. It's like, what does he say about Christopher Nolan?
It's
Why
like
are you doing a Christopher Nolan impression? To that effect.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, it's a great, like, it's the tense, you're about to cry, and then he puts in that, why are you doing a Christopher Nolan impression? Like,
I respect it.
I love Clerks 3. It makes it my favorite movie trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
We will do that stream at some point soon, AJ.
We'll table this. Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
So yeah, for me real quick, before I go into my number 2, because it was my number 8, Clerks 3 was my number 8. The first like 10-15 minutes, basically until the first heart attack happens, I was not on board. And I was like, oof, this is not gonna be good. And then after that, like, especially Jeff Anderson, it was like, I was like, he's not delivering the lines right. Like I don't know what I'm looking at, but like I'm not looking at Randall. And but after the whole heart attack thing, I feel like they got back in the groove of everything, and it just kept going. And yeah, it was great. I watched Clerks before it. I wish I watched Clerks 2 before I watched it, because I totally forgot about I still don't even know his name, but like
Elias.
I totally forgot about Elias.
And still,
I had to go back and watch. I had to go back and watch Clerks 2 clips to be like, oh yeah,
that guy.
We're gonna we'll definitely, because I can go for a long time about Clerks 3. What I liked and didn't. We're gonna do a separate stream about Clerks 3, and Juice, you got to join it too. So yeah, we'll do it with all 3 of us. Maybe if Bethany watches it, we'll just make it a Wednesday.
Yeah, sure. I'll watch it.
I'll happily rewatch those movies. Yeah, for a big stream. So my number 2 is Top Gun Maverick.
What?
Well, okay, but that punt is going to the one and the one.
Yeah, it's going to both of us, so we can go.
AJ,
Right
is
in.
that? That's
Nope.
not. No, that's not your number one. No.
I was like,
so
I know what AJ's number one is. So
this is Top
wait,
Gun
hold on.
Maverick
Can
time.
I just?
Copy.
8 seconds. We only get 8 seconds
Right.
left. Copyright.
Right, strike.
Kenny Loggins will sue the shit out of us.
We
All
don't
right,
have.
I only
anybody
played the
to
first
give
10 seconds. I think you can get away with it if it's under 30. We're going into the danger zone. It's my number one. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and say what the criticisms are. Is it military propaganda? Yes. Is it basically a really stupid plot when you boil down to it? And is it basically the plot of Star Wars? Also, yes. First of all, I'm not gonna go join the military because no. But and so it didn't. The propaganda didn't work on me. And second of all, I don't care if it's a dumb plot. It was a dumb plot done really well. Glenn Powell's a national treasure. Tom Cruise is a crazy person, but he's great in these movies. And it was great. Thank you. And good day.
This was everything a summer blockbuster is supposed to be. It was my number one most anticipated movie of 2022. It lived up to the
And again,
hype and then some.
Just talking about theatrical experiences, what a great, we saw it in Dolby. What a great theatrical experience. Oh, God, it's
The
just,
sound of that in Dolby was insane.
it's so good. Like, it's a dumb plot. I get it.
It's
I
a
get
simple plot, but
It's
sometimes
dumb, but
that's
it's
what
so
you need.
good.
Well, okay, so yeah, the plot really has nothing to do with it. It's all the character. And
Yes.
so I was like kicking myself because I didn't see it in theaters when it came out, even though it was in theaters for like 7 months. I was like, I'm not going to see movies. I work too hard. Punch me in the face back then. But this Black Friday, I went and bought a bunch of sound stuff. I have a nice soundboard. My TV is right there. I have a nice sound system. I can sit right in front of the TV. I probably would have to squint because I don't have very good eyesight if I was actually in theaters. I just sit right in front of my TV on a Sunday night with a pasta, and I think I drank Coors Banquet because America.
So there's got to be a good spaghetti policy in your apartment.
And no. I was gonna make pasta, but I'm like, screw pasta. I'm making pizza rolls. I watched Coors Banquet. I watched Top Gun Maverick with Coors Banquet and pizza rolls,
America.
like a true American.
Johnny Lawrence
And,
is so proud of you.
And I had a great time just in front of I texted you all throughout it and
Yep.
after, and
It's
it was awesome.
so good. It's so good.
By the way, another person who's having a great year, Miles Teller.
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Miles Teller went to high school in Lecanto, Florida. Everyone, Lecanto. I love you, Miles Teller. We're proud of you.
But I never liked him. But I had never seen Whiplash. I saw Whiplash, The
Flash is
Offer,
great.
and
Have you ever seen the remake of Footloose? He's great in that too.
I
Oh,
have
God,
seen
no, I
that.
would
I didn't
never.
remember he was in that, but
You would never
I'm-
see the remake of Footloose. You're missing out, AJ. It's a fantastic.
okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
But he's really good in it.
I gotta go to the bathroom before I talk about my number one, just to be in clear spirits. But I'll be right back.
But Miles Teller is honestly very good in the Footloose.
I don't
remake.
even know what this is anymore. It doesn't have a label.
I'm so close.
If you ever find yourself with a Paramount Plus subscription, watch The Offer because he's phenomenal.
Okay, I need to watch The Offer because Martin Cove
Martin
told me all
Cove
about
told
it. And I can't let Martin Cove down. So I am going to watch The Offer. And also, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Can we talk about While Juice is Gone, some of the worst movies of the year? Because it's Halloween Ends.
Halloween
It
Or
is
ends.
Halloween
Jurassic
Ends,
World
and I'm done
Dominion.
talking about that movie on the fucking internet. Thank you.
Jurassic World Dominion, cheaper by the dozen. Although, like I said, I've said this before, cheaper by the dozen has
No,
a train
Cheaper
wreck.
by the Dozen is so good at,
Like
or so, wait.
I could
I don't know.
rewatch Cheaper by the Dozen and laugh at it. The other two I don't ever want to watch again.
Oh yeah, like there's. I think that Halloween Ends seriously is the most offensive film that I've seen released by a major studio since Music.
Well, that's fair. It's
Yeah.
it's not good. It's not good.
Are you going to show where we're seeing? So,
No, I'm looking up.
so what I was going to say though, we looked up because we're going to be making a move, and apparently the premium theater in Savannah is called the Big
The
D.
Big D. What does that
What?
mean? What does that even
And
mean?
for
We are going to be seeing it in the Big D. Wait, where does it say it? It says it on here somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, the theater is called the Big D Sound System or something like that.
Yeah, that's their fanciest theater. Their fanciest theater is like $13.99 a ticket.
And
which
that's
is-
for a premium night show.
Buck. Fuck, we miss you.
Fuck.
Buck. Look how much I've drank in my MD 2020.
I don't know what this is anymore because it doesn't have a label.
Yeah, listen, we all want the Big D in our life, and we're about to get it.
Just need to,
Have you
you know,
guys
get
ever
it,
been to
get there, settle in. Once you get accustomed to it, I bet it's great.
Have you guys ever been to a Dick's Sporting Goods and just thought, wow, this place is really big?
I have.
Guys, I've had too much MD 2020. I'm not hungry.
We just still need to do our number ones. They're toasted.
Wait,
That was me.
wait, guys. Guys, the Big D. Let me show you about the Big D.
Don't
You got to
Google
put down
it.
the appletini.
No, like I'm not even drinking an Appletini James Reamer. I'm drinking MD 2020 tonight. Wait, hold on. What is this theater called again? It's Savannah.
Classic.
It's the Savannah Classic.
All right, where is it on the map?
It's in the pink state above Florida. So you see the big wang.
Yeah, the one that
It's in the
says
pink above
Joe
the wang.
Hookja. Is it the one that's the 10 or the 11?
The 11, I think.
Okay. Hold on, let me show you about the Big D. Nicole, guys, they make merch now. AMC makes official merch, and I need to buy it.
Yo, I just looked up the Big D Savannah, and I've seen them listing for a gay bar. Like,
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna. Oh God, hold on. Wait, guys, I also joined the wait list for the AMC credit card. # not sponsored. Here it is, the Big D. Do you see that? Big D. That's not focusing. Do you see? That's
We
their,
aren't either, though.
that's their fancy Big D. That's their fancy theater. I'm sorry. Whose number one was it? Juice? Is it your turn?
AJ. Hashtag Tyler's bullshit.
Let's tell me about it. Tell me about the menu. I know it's what it is.
so yeah, my number one for the year is The Menu.
It is awesome.
And in a year of like great class commentary,
was on all of our
movies,
lists,
like this is the best class commentary movie.
It honestly is really good.
I do love, like, we didn't get to see it in theaters. We
Well,
watched
now
it.
it's warm.
But this movie is blowing up now, and the memes,
Yeah.
like, the movie is fantastic, and the memes are going to keep this alive for a long time. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay, so I went to a dine-in theater when I watched this, and like when the scene happens that she goes to her that she gets into the chef's house, I ordered a cheeseburger.
Oh, like wait, right, like beforehand or like when it happened?
When she
Okay.
breaks into his chamber,
So
and
you were
sees
sitting there
the-
eating a cheeseburger, and then, oh man.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's awesome.
So as soon as I saw the picture of him as the employee of the month, and it's the only picture that he's smiling in, I'm just like, I'm gonna eat lunch. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Cheeseburger.
I essentially work in a restaurant where technically something like that could happen, but like I work in that fine dining space.
Where people would kill people?
And I know, well, no, but like where all of our like clientele are very rich. So like
Hmm.
I'm like running in the night after I watched it to work the next day or whenever the next time we worked. And I'm like, I know everyone is like a pretty big movie fan. I'm like, have you guys seen the menu yet? Have you seen the menu yet? They're like, no. Like, no, is it good? Is it good? Is it actually good? But like, now like everyone's loved it. My coworker at the bar literally made like the exact specs cheeseburger like for his family and was like, it's amazing. Like, yeah,
Okay,
it's
but
definitely
like
taking
the
over.
tortilla scene, or she's like, tortilla, muy delicioso.
One of the best line deliveries of the year.
It's
These are
so good.
tortillas.
They are tortillas.
Nicholas Holt's character was just
Tyler.
something to watch
Bullshit.
with like, because you get those types
God,
of
we
people
all know that
all
person,
the
though, the, like
time.
pretentious asshole person.
Who really doesn't know what they're talking about.
They're glorified super fans that like don't like, they have no idea what they're doing. They're way in over their head, and they just think they know everything. I used to be one of them, but now I know what I'm talking about. But
one more thing on the
No, it's
cheeseburger
great.
scene, though. It's Ratatouille. It's the food critic scene in Ratatouille.
True.
It's
I don't know what you're writing. I can't see
and
it.
I think that's I think that's some of the best subtle acting that Ray Fiennes has ever done. And Ray Fiennes,
Well, Ray
I think,
Fiennes was phenomenal in this movie. Like, yeah, it's
he's
it's so good.
yeah, the
he's
crit
the
no,
best man without an Oscar on the planet.
True.
the critic, the critic lady being like, oh, I think they just prepared something super special for us.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh,
I just love
broken
how
you
much-
only knew how we thought
This is
about you.
another Rich People Are Just the Worst movie, and I love it.
It's another the broken emulsion. Just the bigger bowls. Oh, yeah.
So
So
funny.
yeah, The Menu, my favorite movie of the year.
Well, and those guys, the three like business guys, whatever. Like we get like those types of, I'm in a golf resort, but like we get like those types of guys all the time of just like acting because they work for somebody that like they're so above everyone, and
Oh yeah,
it's great to see. Yeah, it's great to see people like that put in their place.
it's so good. The bread scene too with them is
Oh, the
just-
bread scene
Oh,
was
yeah.
fantastic. But like for me, the whole scene where he's like, "All right, you go cook something," and then
Yeah.
they just put they put the recipe in. It says Tyler.
Yeah.
I was crying laughing when that hit the screen.
You told them it was my birthday? Seemed funny 3 hours ago.
And no, AJ, you were 100% right. Like when we first finished it, I was like, "Well, that was really interesting." And then the more I thought about it, like, holy fuck, that's
Yeah.
like really.
It's honestly
funny.
very clever commentary. Like, you really have to think about.
Yeah, it gets better
Yeah,
the more you
I don't-
think about
it's
it.
very clever.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Well,
Yeah, I definitely like. I just kind of made my list, or I always make my list as I go. So like, I just throw it in there as I watch it. But honestly, I probably would change up a lot of my list, and it would probably be much higher because it's at my 9. But
I like
Well,
really would like to. I really want to rewatch Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I also really want to rewatch The Menu because I think it is.
I'll watch both those again.
I think it's especially poignant for us because we've all are either currently or have worked in industries where we've just had
Yeah.
to deal with fucking rich people.
Yeah,
Like, we are four of the
just
best
real
examples.
entitled rich
Yeah.
people, and God, yeah, it's very well done. It's very well done, and what a great cast for sure.
Juice, you're number 1.
my number 1, I am so happy that this made it, and it's no one's punted this. It is just a movie I watched on Apple TV 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, wow, this hits it. This hits home. Cha-Cha Real Smooth.
Cha-cha, real smooth, yeah.
Wow.
haven't
I've heard
seen
good
it.
things. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I've been told too. I have not.
So basically, like a young early 20s guy doesn't have a lot going for him. He like doesn't want to go to college. He's just kind of working like dead end jobs, and he's at a bar mitzvah, and he like sees that no one's dancing and that it's kind of a down mood. So he just kind of starts going to like every table and telling people, hey,
He's
we're here to
you.
party. We're here to party. We're here to hang out and dance.
It's you.
I have
Of course
literally
you like
done
this
that.
movie.
at weddings.
Yes, you have. I can
Like,
attest.
Yeah, did it at your wedding. I've done it at a numerous amount of weddings, just being like the hype man. So he
Also, I
essentially-
think every wedding does need that. Like every wedding needs a
Yeah.
juice. Like every wedding needs a hype man.
he basically gets hired to be like a bar mitzvah hype man. And that's not really what the movie's about. That's just kind of like it's more about a relationship that he strikes up with one of the high school girls is like moms that's like really young. So I thought Dakota Johnson, so like the early 20s guy, it's kind of the relationship he starts with Dakota Johnson. And I didn't really see her as being like a mom. I thought she was still in that like transferring from like but she has like a teenage daughter in it. So
Hey, Juice. Since we did the top 10 format, can we track down the Roka soundbite with Don Johnson about his daughter?
gosh.
sorry to distract you there.
No, but yeah, like it's just a super just nice movie. It's not over the top in any like tone or anything. It's just it cha-cha's real smooth, if you know what I'm saying. Like it just keeps it easy, and it's like it hits some deep topics without like going too crazy or anything but like it's just a nice like look at what it's like to be in your early 20s.
Apple Plus.
I think it's on Apple TV right now. Yeah.
Okay. I need.
So I got it. I got it to watch
watching
this
The
movie,
Lasso.
and now because of that, I'm watching Ted.
Finally
Lasso.
Watching
watch
The
it.
Lasso.
Watching The Lasso.
No.
Only like one of my favorite
Nice.
shows.
Yeah.
Well-
But no, this movie hit home for me, like personally. I think I recommend. I it's not going to be anyone else's number one, I'm sure, but like
Would be.
you're gonna enjoy it.
Nice.
Check it
So
out,
we
man.
did it.
Just
We did it. We
Oh
tried
my-
bum wine, and we talked movies, and it was fun.
But breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Where's
Go
breaking
for it.
news?
Hold on.
I did that mid bub wine sip.
I
By the
was
way-
lying the entire time. The number one movie of the year can only be.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that.
You're a jabroni.